Okay, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video or not. Part of this has been inspired because of Elimination and her coming open about some of her abuse and stuff. And I've opened up about some of it, involving Abusive Ex Damn. Oh my god, Facebook stuff. But there's a lot that a lot of people don't know. I've been very, very transparent about the stuff with Dan. But he's not the only abuser in my life. I've had one other major abuser and another more minor, but they were still abusers in their own right. And it wasn't physical abuse or sexual abuse. None of the three, except for one incident, was Dan ever laid a hand on me. Outside of certain aspects, which I'll explain, you'll understand once I explain one of the abusers. So first off, Dam is the big one that most people know. Dam I met in high school. And we were friends for a while, and looking back, I can see where he started to pull the strings to guide me towards him. I was kind of dating a mutual friend of ours named AJ at the time, and I was still kind of new to relationships. My social interactions I was very socially behind due to another abuser, which I'll explain after this. But, so, I mean, like, AJ and I were dating, but it wasn't anything major, and, Dan revealed to me that he slept with, someone while AJ slept with someone while me and AJ were dating, which wasn't really that big of a deal because, like, I wasn't really feeling it with the relationship, but it was more of just like, hey, I trusted you kind of thing. So there was that, and Dan was trying to get me to start going towards him. And I mean, we stayed friends. We were really good friends for a while. We were kind of the trio of me, AJ, and Dan. And there was getting out of a relationship with a different abuser led me to Dan as kind of that damsel in distress kind of thing. I was pretty screwed up after the relationship that led me to Dan. So I went to him for comfort, and it led to a whole mess. We were definitely very close. He is the first person that I can say that I honestly loved. I put a lot into that relationship, and it's so weird to think back, or even there's so much. Now, explain why some of the things so messed up with Dam, or some of the things that about Dam, is he had multiple personalities. He had dissociative identity disorder, and he had 7 personalities. And that didn't bother me at all. Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I got along with all of them. All of them except one. And that one is the one that put a hand in my throat once. But I still cared for him. I still loved him a lot. But we dated for a while and broke up, and it was bad. I ended up dating another person for a while, and then Dam all of a sudden came back to my life, and we were dating again, and it was great. It was fantastic, and then there was a lot on my end that ended up causing us to split, but there's also a lot on his end. And but that split made a lot of things come to light. Dam was incredibly manipulative. He was definitely a sociopath. He saw someone that he could shape and mold into what he wanted. And he spent years trying to do that. I found out about it only through that final breakup with him. And it took me a good 5 years or so to even come to terms with how horrible the stuff he did actually was. He had an information system keeping tabs on me. They were pulling strings in my life, trying to guide me to where he thought it would be most beneficial to shape me to what he wanted. And when I say he had an information system, our mutual favorite series is the Ender series by Orson Scott Card. And when you get past Ender's Game and start getting to Speaker for the Dead and Xenocide and Children of the Mind, there is a being in the instant information or communication system called the Ansible, and the sentient being's name is Jane. So this information system that Dam used, these 4 people, their acronym was Jane. They would message me after that final breakup. They were monitoring my computer, my phone. They were monitoring through his computer, his phone, the microphones in the phone, because we had a face-to-face conversation. Let's take these off. We had a face-to-face conversation. And they were listening through the microphone from the game system in the living room. They were actively responding to a face-to-face conversation that me and him were having. And it's weird. It's so weird to think about it, because it doesn't seem like it's real, or it should have been real. It feels like it was a dream, but it wasn't. I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't, because of how much it destroyed me and how long it's taken for me to recover to where I am today. Where it's been almost 6 years, 7 years. I've lost count at this point, but it's just, I think it's been almost 7. It doesn't make what he did any more messed up. I've worked very hard to feel like I have control over my own life again. And even then, obviously there's going to be things out of your control. But I know for a fact where I'm at now is because of my own hard work and my own determination. And the things that I've learned and the people who have actively helped me instead of pulling strings behind my back. And that's a good feeling. But for years, there was so much doubt. And for years, there was constantly this knowing that even after he spent years trying to shape me into what he wanted, he still didn't want me. So how could anyone else? It's taken a lot. And sometimes that knowing is still there. And I'm in a much better place. And I have people that honestly care. And I'm really grateful for that. But it doesn't excuse what he did. It doesn't make what he did any less worse. And I wish a part of me feels like I still can't understand the magnitude of everything he did, because so much was done behind my back. There was so much I didn't see. But he spent years of his life with this information system, with these group of people trying to turn me into something that he wanted. I don't know how much of my life for about 5 years was my doing or his. But that's damn. And I'm still learning my triggers from my experience with him. me a long time to realize that's why I can't read any of the Enders books anymore. I love that. I love that series. It took me a long time to realize why, like, random people messaging me on, like, Facebook or text messages make me freak out. Where, you know, my anxiety's up and I, like, who is this person? What's going on? What's just instant panic mode. And it's not anyone's fault. It's not. Or at least no one that has been messaging me. It's not their fault. It's because of Dan. Because of Jane. And I hate it. I have a few people that I'm okay with messaging me pretty constantly, are that I'm okay talking to and constantly to. Because I trust them and I know I know them well. But there's always gonna be that little bit of panic of when people message me, and it's not any of their fault. It's just what happened. It's just part of coming to terms with things. But yeah, I guess I'll leave this as part 1. I have 2 more people I would like to talk about, and they will probably be together in the next part. But thanks for, I guess, listening or watching or however it is you I guess listened or got this information. But to those who are abusive relationships, remember, there's typical ones. There's just ones that you think, oh, well, you know, they're beating me and whatnot. But there's also ones where it's abusive and you might not know it, and there's no reason for you to accept that as not being abusive. It's hard. It's very hard. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe.